The best-selling 3220 Passport Bunkhouse back for another season here at HaylettRV of Coldwater, Michigan. Let me preface this by saying a couple things. Passport, what you're looking at here, this is the #1 selling lightweight brand in North America. And we are HaylettRV, located here in beautiful Coldwater, Michigan. We are this state's largest independent standalone dealer. I think this is a good pairing. You've got two top shooters here working for you to give you a good deal, fair price, exceptional product. I've really been. They've earned my respect down at Passport. You know, Keystone as a whole, but specifically the Passport brand. They are as close to bulletproof as anything I've ever seen. The folks that purchase these, it stays in your driveway. It doesn't come back for service. They're always happy. Stuff like this. Like you see, this has, I'm going to call it pretty often an all aluminum structure. Technically, it has stamped steel roof rafters, but the thing a lot of people are looking for is it stick built or is it not stick built? Does it have a metal skeleton? This, like a Terminator, has a metal skeleton. And you'll notice it's all double-sided welded. They could have saved a little money. They could have gone down to a single side weld. And at this price point, boy howdy, do you run into a lot of that stuff. But what I'm going to point out here aren't necessarily industry exclusive features, is that they're things that are not usually found at this price point. Like the extra wide, like 30-inch wide baggage doors, the taller baggage doors, the full extra wide pass-through compartment that's completely unobstructed. You don't usually get that here. At these dollars and cents, you don't usually get the nicer magnetic latches. You normally get the little plastic hook latch that the sun will, you know, beat down and deteriorate over time. If at any point you like what you see in this video, all you have to do is click the link in the video description. That will take you to our HaylettRV website, where we clearly publish what we have in stock. We don't do bait and switch sales, and we don't have the practice of hidden fees and extra charges added to our purchases. For full details on that, please give us a call, because I want to focus on the product and not a bunch of, you know, sales jargon here. Anyway, so notice something a little bit different right away. This has dual, large, easy tilt LED lit power awnings. Now, they both extend fully out like the back one. I purposely staggered them like you see here so that it is blatantly obvious we have two separate power awnings involved. We'll come back around the trailer to point that out. But that's a cool key feature in this floor plan. I am not aware of any other floor plan remotely like this that does exactly that. Now, I have seen a couple triple or quadruple slide trailers do it, but a family-focused, budget-focused, extremely well-built two-slide ultralight bunkhouse, I've never seen have a fully unobstructed dual awning patio like that before. This has all the most current new updates on it. They just went through just the tiniest little tweak update wave. But then again, when you are the #1 selling ultralight in North America, like Passport is, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You just need to keep doing what works and not screw with the recipe. And these guys are the best at not screwing with the Colonel's secret recipe, because we all love the original recipe fried chicken. I went through an extra crispy phase. I'm not proud of it, but hey, you know, we all go through those times. Anyway, we have to learn to make our own mistakes. So, Passport was one of the first brands to flip the propane and battery to give us the accessibility for a dual battery setup. Now it seems like everybody does it. They're still in the lesser, minority of brands that have the NXG aircraft-style huck-bolted chassis. Now, it's becoming more and more common, but that's because this is one of the most frequently ripped-off lightweights on the market. And that's really not a knock against the other manufacturers. If I was going to open up shop and I was going to build laminated products, this would be the first thing I'd look at too, because it's the most successful thing at what it does. And the thing is, it's also, it has the best service record of anything else like this. That's what's impressive. Now, they did add a real simple, not fancy, but effective little solar power prep port here. And if at this point, it's basically just every camper has solar prep, because even if a camper doesn't have a quick connect plug like that, the solar panel you would hook into that exact same setup, it actually will have a pair of alligator clips you could just hook up to the battery. So it's not that it's not at all important, it's just that it's not a big deal. We have an enclosed forced air heated underbelly down here. I've been in a Passport in January with the snow blowing, with the wind whipping around. And I was able to take my shoes and my coat off, and I felt darn comfortable in the thing. Don't get me wrong, The furnace was roaring, but it got the job done. And I'm not going to sit here and call this one of these 4 seasons units, but I was comfortable in it, and I was terribly surprised by that. Now, there's definitely places that get colder weather than Michigan, but Michigan can definitely get down there. You know, we get an equal measure of all 4 seasons, so I really get a good experience of what RVs go through any time of year up here, and this one performs. Now, that enclosed underbelly, it actually helps you in the summer, too, and people don't think about that. Now, aside from improving your underbelly aerodynamics, and aside from critter prevention and debris control flying off the tires, the other thing that does for you is think about it. Cold air falls. Well, if there's an extra layer that it has to work its way through, that means that your cold air is going to get trapped in the camper longer. So that even helps you in the summertime. Now, these have cable-driven slide-outs. When I have a customer here at HaylettRV and they see a cable slide, their first reaction is, oh, I don't know if I like that. Those don't look good. They're different, okay? They're just different. Would it surprise you to learn that cable-driven slides are actually the most expensive slide system on the market? And would it also surprise you to learn that cable-driven slides are literally the least warranted thing at the entirety of Keystone RV? The point is, they're getting the job done better than any other system. And, I mean, they could definitely save money. They could make this camper less money, but it would be more weight by going to another system. That's the other thing with cable slides. This is an Ultralite. It even says right on the name, Passport Ultralite in the Grand Touring segment. So they're a very lightweight slide out. This camper, the best way I can describe the Passports here at Haylett's is that they're everything that matters and nothing that doesn't. This is the smart money product. Dollar for dollar. This is such a smart, strong buy. And to the tune of Passport lightweights are actually now, because every other brand keeps adding more and more features and Passport keeps doing only what matters and none of the stuff that doesn't. These are now literally less money than some of my stick-built trailers. And like this trailer right here is 6,190 pounds. Now, each one of these might be 10, 12, 20 pounds different, but about 6,200 pounds, just less than 6,200 pounds. Similar floor plans from conventionally constructed stick-built brands, I've seen anywhere from 78 to 8,300 pounds. This is potentially 2,100 pounds less, and yet it still can be, compared to some brands, less money. That is unbelievably impressive and unprecedented in a market like this. Now, they've done something different here, too. They were one of the first that went with a low-profile outside kitchen, because what that allows them to do is maintain a 4th bunk in the bunkhouse. And that gives this floor plan an extra sleeping space that other floor plans just can't match with a full-size outside kitchen. Now, there's advantages both ways, but this is better for a bigger family because more kids, more windows, more individual spaces. Now, what's cool, their outside kitchen, in a sense, it actually has better counter space because the whole thing comes to you, and it has these little countertop wing outs right here for you. Now, in order to do this, they had to include this extra shelf here. They went with a little, what I call scorpion tail style, faucet. You know what? Not flashy, not fancy, but super, super effective, very useful on your campsite. And you actually have hot and cold water run out here. How cool is that? So if I undo these little bullet latches real quick, I should have probably had these loosened up before I came out here and looked like a monkey in front of the camera. But hey, no, I didn't get to where I am in life by being smart. Howdy, folks. How you doing? My wife says I'm all right, but that remains to be seen. So Dad's medicine cabinet out here. You know, that's what I call a little mini fridge. That's the perfect place to keep a couple barley pops, a few bottles of water. Now, we've got drinks and bathroom, both occupied right here, all accessible from, you know, right next to your picnic table. So, the 2 primary reasons people are jogging in and out of the camper, especially kids, they've been eliminated. They've been controlled so that you're not tracking dirt through the camper. And some people, first timers, you see a toilet next to an outside door and you're going, oh, that's weird and I feel worried about privacy. Keep in mind, the door that you're not worried about inside does not have a deadbolt. The door that you are worried about outside does have a deadbolt. So now, which one are you really more worried about? And did you notice this door is strutted so that it doesn't fly open and hit anything? It's smart. It's just smarter. So again, magnetic latches. I've seen a lot of these big, wide outside kitchen doors. They have a pair of those plastic latches. You need 2 people to open that door and to latch it. This you do not. It's just, again, smarter, better. Let me cinch that down real quick. Now, I mentioned earlier, and I talk about this a lot, but I rarely demonstrate it, and that's a mistake on my own part. Easy tilt power awnings. So, old manual awnings used to take a couple people or one person a long time to set up, and then if you wanted to tilt it, it was another process. But let's say it's a little drizzly. there you go. That's all it takes to tilt that awning arm. Now, the whole awning's on a little bit of a pitch so that it has a little bit of water runoff. And what's cool is with the dual awnings on this one, they can actually pitch opposite directions. Now, what's neat is if I leave this awning arm cranked really hard like that, and I roll the awning up, it won't break. It'll actually sort itself out, and it'll come back out flat like this awning the next time you use it. How smart is that? That's the extra. They're doing everything they can at Keystone, and specifically the Passports here at Haylett's, to eliminate the possibility of human error. So now, what have they eliminated? They've eliminated, one, that you break your awning and you don't have a good time. They've eliminated that you don't have to like try to take a ratchet strap around the whole belly of the camper just to keep the awning locked in place to limp to a service center. They've eliminated the time you're not spending camping because your trailer's at the service center. They're eliminating all of that by just using a better awning arm. You know, little details. And I mean, that stuff costs cents different. Wide stance stability axles. These are not a replacement for a weight distribution and anti-sway system. They're an improvement upon a traditional leaf spring axle system. With the trailer tires spread further apart, the trailer has a hard time pivoting, so it doesn't push you around, you don't get as much sway. And with the trailer spread further apart, it has a harder time jockeying back and forth, so you get a better, flatter ride with better load equalization. Bigger handle, because it matters. That's something that you're going to use every single day, so they spend money on it. The good awning, you're going to use that every day, so they spend money on it. The things that don't matter, they don't spend money on. That's the Passport advantage. It's just smart money camping. This, absolutely. Like, a lot of people, they'll buy something like a Passport from HaylettRV with their plan is, we're going to use it for 3 to 5 years, and then when the kids are gone, we're going to upgrade to the big luxury fifth wheel that we've been dreaming of. And then they never end up swapping out of it, or when they do, it's like 10 years later, because they're like, well, it treated us so good, we were just afraid to let it go. It's sort of like when you find a person that cuts your hair right. And I'm not trying to be stereotypical, but a lot of ladies will really know what I mean here. Once you find someone that styles your hair correctly, you'll drive to go meet that stylist again, won't you? For a long, like, you'll move, but you'll still drive back to your old home to meet your old stylist. That's kind of like a Passport. It has that level of confidence with people. Oops, I walked right past here. They moved the control panel from last year. You've got all your light switches right here, by the way. It used to be down here where the DVD player was. But, and rightfully so, potential owners were concerned that the grandkids could maybe monkey with the buttons. So they put it up here, where a kid has to be old enough to be, to understand you don't touch the buttons, like the electric and gas water heater, the awnings and all that. But again, thankfully they can't break the awning. And another thing is you can wake up at night and roll the awning in and never have to go outside. Every year they make the tiniest tweaks to this, because, again, it is a best-in-class product. It is the product that everyone else in this category is chasing. So, little things they've done over like a year ago. And some of this has been out for a little bit, but I still want to cover it because not everybody watches every one of my videos. Like, they went from a jackknife sofa, a bifold, to a trifold. This is a full trifold extension hide-a-bed sleeper sofa. You can sleep 2 adults there if need be. They stick with the U-dinette, but they recently added those bench doors to the end to get to the storage. A U-dinette folds down to like a 7-foot bed. And that also, now this is a true U-dinette. That's another thing you gotta watch. When it folds down into like a 7-foot sleeper, that's a true, I don't know, I guess you'd call it king U-dinette. But there are some what I call pretend U-dinettes, where it was literally a 2-bench dinette where somebody put a third tiny bench in the middle to call it a U-dinette, but it doesn't fold down into as big of a bed. To have a full-size hide-a-bed and the full-size U-dinette, you need a longer slide-out. Passports have longer, bigger interiors. When you see a camper that has similar floor plans but only a 2-bench dinette, they cheated. They shrunk the floor plan. And if they made this wall shorter, they probably made that wall shorter, which means you're probably going to lose your pantry space. And forget that. So, not only is this a pantry, it could also be a closet. They have made this adjustable shelving so it can only become and do whatever your imagination allows it to become and do. And that's those extra, everyday, friendly user details. That's where Passport just absolutely is awesome. Like, they went with this L-shaped peninsula countertop because it gives you bigger cabinets, more counter space. And you notice, what you're getting is this prep area right here. And they even give you a big, wide door to be able to get to all that storage. I've got a dirty camera lens. I just noticed that. We'll come back to the remainder of the kitchen here. One thing I do want to point out is I've had people say, I don't want one of those Passports because the stovetop doesn't vent outside. No, it doesn't. That's why this is here. But the thing is, this is dual purpose. That can only exhaust heat, plus it takes battery power to do it. This can exhaust heat, and it can be a skylight, and it can get fresh air, and it works with no power. So again, where do you want your money? That's smart money right there. That's the Passport advantage. And learning about this stuff and learning those differences. That's the HaylettRV advantage. That's why we put these videos together. Imagine once you actually are one of our clients, you know, what you're going to learn. Because again, we don't charge you the extra hidden fees. Going to a little, like a class and learning all about the ins and outs of these things and these little user tips, that's something that we do as part of our price tag every day, guys. We don't have the extra prep charges and destination charges and whatnot. So everybody and their brother has a bunkhouse where the floor plan looks sort of like this. But Passports, again, have been, they've been standouts among the lineups. And oh my Lord, do we have lots of them, lots of different brands here. But so, a lot of brands have these little cube futon sofas. I'm not going to talk too much about that. I do like that it can be a 2 to 3 kid sleeper very easily. But you're also gaining the function of this being an extended or second living room space because you got a 300-pound rated upper bunk that can easily flip down for you. They include a large window and it opens for airflow back here. Again, another one of those heat exhausting skylight vents. Now, instead of the full-size outside kitchen, this is where it gets really interesting and you get the Passport touch here. They went with the twin single bunks because you have a low-profile outside kitchen down here. And they did make the bunks extra super deep so that you have a bigger, wider living space back here for the kids. And that allowed them to include this extra drawer and cupboard and closet space here for the kids. So the kids' room has storage for the kids' stuff. And if you want to let them bring in entertainment options, you can see you've got your TV hookups there. There's a little feed hole right there. They can put their little entertainment up there on a rainy day. But now we're gaining an extra window. And notice that all the windows are large. All the windows open for ventilation. Each one of those things is something else where another brand could have cut a corner. That's the stuff you got to compare against, you know. So now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 easy sleeping back here. You could probably, again, sleep an extra one down there, but we'll say 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is a true 11 sleeper. Not like where somebody has a jackknife sofa and they're calling it a 2 sleeper. I'm not doing that. I'm calling this a true 11 sleeper. That is hard to find. This has some unique qualities. Double giant sliding panel breeze through windows, stuff like that. By the way, this is the rattan decor, or rattan. I don't know. I think they were trying to say rattan, but they spelled it rattan. I'm not sure. Anyway, doesn't matter. This is what it is. It's the brown with the circles, basically. But my point is, if you like everything in this video except I don't like that fabric, then you give our team here at HaylettRV a call. We generally keep different decors from the same floor. Like, we'll keep 2 or 3 of the same floor plan on hand with different decor, so you get to pick your fabrics, basically. You know, give us a chance to do our job. You might be surprised what we come up with. So I said we'd finish off the kitchen coming this way. Now, this is another area you get quality and consistency through repetition. So, rather than do 1 small door and then 2 drawer fronts, they use the same door 2 times. They use the same door 2 times. Same door 2 times. Actually, 4 times with a different insert. By doing the same thing over and over and over again, they increase quality through repetition. They also control their costs because the guy doesn't have to like change out jigs and whatnot. Smart, simple details like that are what help Passports be exceptionally well built with exceptionally excellent service ratings. They just don't come back with service stuff, guys. But they also stay, you know, extremely good price points and whatnot. Let me close all this up so I don't bash my knees on it because I'm a big clumsy ox that way. So a lot of RVs still, which is asinine, but still in today's market, have a flat center island entertainment center. And this at a glance has the same defect, except once again, Passport did the simple but effective thing, and they made the TV kick out to you. So when I'm sitting here on the sofa, I'm still on Boardwalk and Park Place. They didn't have to completely redesign the floor plan to give you a good entertainment center. Now we've got phone chargers, USB plugs down there. The stereo itself has an additional USB plug that can charge phones. That's Bluetooth, it's DVD, it does everything you need it to do. Moving up front here, we've got dual mom and dad, or mom and mom, dad and dad, whatever. I don't care. Whatever. You've got sliding pocket privacy doors here. That way, you have your own special private bedroom up front. Now, the first thing I want to point out here is, yeah, the bed comes pretty darn close to the sliding wall panels here. But it's not a problem in a Passport because they use the longer 80-inch bed, not the 74-inch Camper Queen. It's those little details you guys have to key into, and those little details are what make Passport the best-selling, most effective thing within its class. And granted, I do believe every RV is the best in different ways, but it's little smart things like this, the things that really matter, not fluffy features, but everyday meat and potatoes, user-friendly stuff. That's what makes this so effective. By the way, both sides of the bed have power outlets right next to these big side stands, so that you can run your phone chargers and all that. I could go on and on about how impressed I am with this, but really, the proof is in the pudding, and seeing is believing. I really recommend folks, I appreciate that you're watching us here on the computer, but give our team a call. Come visit our dealership, meet our squad, basically. Visit our facilities, take a tour of our facilities, because you're buying the dealership as much as you're buying an RV. So meet our service team. Come through, see our shop. You will understand why we've become the largest independent dealer in the state. And Michigan being one of the very top states for RV sales. At times the top state. It all fluctuates. So, give us a call. I mean, that's really all there is to say beyond that. All we need is the opportunity. If you like this trailer, if you've appreciated the information that we've given you, it's only fair to give us a call and give us an opportunity to earn your business. The trailer's on wheels. I don't care where you live. We live close to where these are built. We live within 1 hour of Keystone RV, so we don't pay huge dollar shipping charges. So if we need to send it to your front door, we can do that. And we do it all the time, and our records prove that we can get it done effectively, affordably. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.